Good morning, passport holders. Today, October 2nd, 2017, day 1067 of the vlogs. And yes, I am home instead of being up in North Scottsdale for uh, a breakfast meeting. As I got done with work, I just knew that my body was shutting down. It needed at least a little bit of sleep. So I texted my buddy and got an instant response because I think he was on his way to working out. When I asked, dude, can we reschedule this for later in the week? And his response was, of course. And so that made things a lot easier. I came back home, fell asleep for about an hour and a half, which really feels like it's going to be all the difference in the world. At this point, though, I've got to strap on some shoes, put on my shirt, all those good things. I've got everything kind of prepped in regards to my resumes, my cover letter, all my different details. So hopefully this pair of interviews goes very, very well, and I come out with a great result in me getting a job offer either today or tomorrow. But the biggest thing is getting through this interview in a positive light, and then getting back here as quickly as possible to pass out, because it's still unclear about whether or not I have an interview at 11:30 and a potential phone call at 4 o'clock regarding a consulting gig. I need to kind of figure those things out. In the interim, my hope is that both those things will sort themselves out, so I can ideally come home, have the phone call for the interview, and then have the consulting gig talk move to tomorrow afternoon, because that was actually when I said I preferred it to happen, but I did give them Monday times as well. But they haven't confirmed anything, so I'm hoping that just magically manifests over in that part of my schedule, so that when I get home, I can have that call and then just go to sleep, pass out for 4, 5, 6, 8 hours if need be. And then obviously I'll be taking the night off from work, so I can chill out and sleep and recover, because I pushed myself too hard. Effectively by the time I got home, I had been up for 24 hours with no sleep, and so it was time. It was just time for me to make a little time for myself, sleep a little bit, gear up, obviously go do today. So I hope you guys are having a tremendous Monday. Let's get today started. Fast forward a number of hours, and holy smokes, guys, it's almost 5 p.m. Let me catch you up on kind of what has happened. So obviously, breakfast meeting got moved or canceled. Kind of, I don't know how you want to classify it, but it is what it is. Didn't happen. Ended up going up to North Scottsdale, having this interview. Interview went super well. I felt like I really represented myself well. I was super humble, because this is an area, the financial securities area is an area that I don't really know a ton about. But they wanted social media response because their product is customer facing, and as a result, people are talking about it on email, on web chat, on social. So they need people to respond to that stuff in real time. And so I spoke with 2 of the 3 people that I was supposed to. The third person actually called out sick, which is disappointing to say the least, because I don't think they're going to make a decision without having all 3 people have had a chance to speak with me. And that's a bit frustrating, because that slows down the process, right? We have to do a full background check on me. Anyways, it's going to take a week to 10 days. If I miss the 9th, I think the next time that I could potentially go in is the 23rd, which is rough. Having 2 extra weeks is tough for me to sit there and kind of be like, okay, I can make it work. So kind of one of these things where I'm hoping maybe I impressed everybody enough that they might just decide to take a chance on me. And since the person that I would be directly reporting to was one of the people that I did interview with today, the second person that I was supposed to interview that I didn't with is somebody who would have been a peer, a coworker, a senior level coworker. And so it's a bit of a rough situation. If I were in her shoes, I would not want to make a decision. I would not want my superiors to make a decision without having my involvement. That stated, they may make the decision anyways because they're under a time crunch. The product is new to market, and so hopefully I hear back in the next 24 hours relating to this, at minimum to get me into another interview with the individual who I missed out with. Since then, though, it was phone interview, nap for 3.5 hours, which I feel tremendous afterward, which was really great. Phone interview, and then closed captioning stuff. So the 2 phone interviews were just general HR screens, nothing major, just kind of like, hey, talk to me about why you're in the job market. Talk to me about your experience. Okay, how does this apply to this position? Is this something that would interest you? So kind of the standard bit. And obviously with me doing this so often now, it's kind of a easy thing for me to kind of like just get through those because the answers are pretty consistent regardless of the situation. So after finishing 3 caption videos, I have 2 remaining, one from today, one from yesterday. I decided to apply for a couple of jobs, including one at the airport. The airport is actually looking for somebody to handle social media for them, which I would be super pumped about. I really, obviously, you guys know my fascination with travel. You guys know that I used to, in order to try and create some level of structure in my life, go and work from the airport itself. And so that's a very interesting customer service challenge, and I'd be super interested in being a part of it. Additionally, it pays pretty darn well for a social media communication manager role, so I would love to do that. Additionally, they opened it up a week ago. They're closing submissions this Friday, so could mean that, okay, great, like they may start interviewing as early as next week, which would be awesome. A couple other jobs that I applied for as well, so that's like, it's in the mix, a couple agency jobs, so nothing too far outside of my realm of experience. So yeah, like that's kind of where we're at right now. Approaching 5 p. I'm gonna jump in and try and handle the Yoga with Adrian video from yesterday. That's a half hour long. Hopefully I'll be able to finish that before the game because I am gonna do it at 1.5x, so it shouldn't take me about a half hour, since it'll move faster, but then I gotta make more corrections and little corrections. It takes more time. So hopefully I'll have that done by the time the game kicks off. I'm still on the fence about whether or not I go into work tonight. There's a huge piece of me that says don't, and there's a huge piece of me that says, go in, do the shift. It's going to be super slow. You're the one of 2 reps on the phone. It'll be fine. Part of me just says, you know what, take the day for personal sanity. You've got another huge day of interviews. Take care of that first, and then we'll flip down to, tomorrow I'll probably go in, right? Because Wednesday I actually have no interviews. So it makes a lot of sense for me not to burn all my PTO, but to take the single day and then go in tomorrow, go in Wednesday, and then we'll decide whether or not I take Thursday off or not, depending upon kind of the schedule on Thursday, which is firming up to be pretty hectic, and obviously the schedule on Friday as well. So yeah, hopefully things start to come together. I really would like a job before November 1 so that I can start to make decisions about what I'm doing with this apartment and where I'm moving to. All right, guys, 12:45 at this point, and yeah, I've done everything that I need to for the captioning cues. Those are all cleaned up, ready to rock. All the episodes have been added to the When Was That Said search engine, so that's all positive. And there's really not much else. There's not much else that I could really do right now except for apply for jobs, which I could do. But I'm finally getting tired, and the entire point of me taking tonight off was to get the sleep that my body desperately needs. So I may kind of wind down and read a book for a little bit. I think that may be a good use of time. And then head to bed. Kind of get back to my normal schedule, my natural body schedule of going to bed around 2-3 o'clock in the morning, waking up at somewhere between 9 and 10. And then tomorrow my first interview is at 11:30, I think. It's either 11 or 11:30. And then I've got 4 on the board as it stands right now, and a potential to add a 5th. So could be interesting, and obviously I may get a phone call about the interviews that I've had today. So kind of one of those things where one step at a time, kind of make it all happen. But I'm happy with the progress of the week so far. There's some training going on tomorrow night at work, so I have to go in. I really don't want to, but I will go in, make it happen. It'll save me those 8 hours, which, with the way that things play out, on Sunday will be the end of the pay period, and that will give me actually 2 full days that I can, or 3 full days that I can take off. So I may burn another one this week. I may not. We'll see. It depends on how I'm feeling and what's going on with me. If I'm sleeping regularly, then I'll go. If I'm not, I may not. Pretty simple. But thank you guys so much for your time, your attention, your support. I still continue to feel like I did yesterday that I'm continuing to build momentum for 2018. That's what this is all about. And ultimately, like, today was a good day. Today was a good step in that direction, even though I did not feel my best because I wasn't sleeping. I have not slept enough. So last 2 days, I think I have a grand total of about 8.5 hours of sleep, which is not okay on a regular basis. On a one-off thing, there's something major going on, of course you do that. But on a regular basis, it's just going to result in complete and utter burnout, and that's not what I'm chasing. So again, thank you so much for your time and your attention. I appreciate them both. And remember, you never stumble upon opportunity by standing still, so go do cool stuff. Bye for now.